Hi and welcome to Tracklution Academy. My name is Emma and today I will be teaching you how to validate the benefits of server-side tracking. As we know, server-side tracking enables you to track conversions better, which enables you to send better data to your ad algorithms, which will then make your ads perform better. Clearly, you can measure how much more website traffic you're able to track with server-side tracking compared to client-side tracking, but in the end, the real value comes from figuring out how much money you are spending on paid advertising and what you can get for that money. The more good quality data you feed to your ad algorithms, the better they perform and the more value you get for your money. Some metrics that you can use for validating the benefits of server-side tracking are, for example, the amount of conversions or the increase in the amount of tracked conversions, which you should be able to see almost immediately after implementing server-side tracking. Some ad platforms like Meta even display it like this very clearly. Then, customer acquisition cost, or how much it has gone down. Measure this after some months after implementing server-side tracking and CAPIs. Then, return on ad spend. How much lower is your ad spend while still maintaining the same or even better results? There are also some platform-specific metrics, like for example, event match quality in Meta. You should see an increase in your event match quality in Meta after some weeks of having server-side tracking in use, as you should be able to now send more event identifiers to Meta that it can use for matching. For example, contact data. Now, if you want to have some benchmarks, on average, Tracklution users see 34% more conversions and 18% lower customer acquisition cost. I will go through 4 real-life case studies of our customers of how they were able to measure the impact of Tracklution server-side tracking. Case number 1. Driving both online and in-store sales with digital advertising. This specific client is a big Nordic retail store and they do a lot of digital advertising in Google Ads. Their issue is that they want to drive people to both their online store and also to a physical store. Some of their customers first go to the online store to look for the product and then end up in the physical store to actually buy the product. Online purchases were of course delivered normally to Google, but the in-store purchases were never reported back to Google, hence it did not get any feedback from these purchases to learn from. So they wanted to be able to track both online and offline conversions and feed those to Google. Now, what we did. Website and e-commerce tracking was moved to server side from client side, which already resulted in 15% more tracked conversions compared to the old setup. Then, for the offline data, they started to send in-store purchase data to Tracklution and then from Tracklution to Google Ads with the API. Now we can have both online and offline conversions delivered to Tracklution. For the offline conversions, we need some kind of identification information and of course also a permission to use their data. Well, this business happens to have a widely used loyalty card system in use, which allows them to identify these offline purchase makers and get a consent to use their data. Google uses enhanced conversions to match the person who made the purchase to the ad they had been shown. As an extra, they also improved their compliance by knowing better what data they were collecting and what was sent to advertising platforms throughout the whole journey. And then to the case study number 2. Broken conversion paths and missing data due to technical limitations. This customer is an international food delivery subscription business that is working in the B2C field. The problem that they have is that they are driving traffic to website with landing pages. Their conversions then happened in a separate system that was in a subdomain. The system is like a tool for creating different forms, like tally or typeform. And the conversion happened when the form was submitted. The journey was broken because visitors were switching between different subdomains and tools. And also, they were not able to push the data from the form to the data layer, so they could not have used it in their tracking. So, data was missing. Our solution to the problem was implementing server-side tracking, which enabled us to keep the session together no matter how many different tools and subdomains were in use. Missing data from the form was sent to Tracklution as a server-to-server ping with a webhook. This missing data from the form was used to enrich the existing website session with this. They got 35% increase in tracked conversions. And also overall better data to the ad platforms. Additionally, they wanted to train their ad algorithms to optimize their campaigns for only certain type of customers, as they had identified that certain customers happen to have a lower customer lifetime value. We were able to fix this by blocking the delivery of these conversions to the ad platforms. In 9 months, their customer acquisition cost went down by 18%, and they were able to increase their new customer acquisition by 26%. Of course, a lot of things happened in these 9 months, but better data played a big role in getting these numbers. Then on to the case study number 3. This customer is a Nordic company that does sales both online and also through salespeople. So their problem was that their ads were driving traffic to their website, where some customers who had very urgent needs were making the purchase immediately on the website. In most cases, the customer would fill out a lead form, which would then lead to a sale only after a salespeople have contacted them and actually closed the deal. Once the deal is closed, the salespeople are marking the deal won in the CRM. The problem was that they were not able to feed the purchases marked won in the CRM to ad platforms automatically. So they were manually optimizing their ads, which first of all took a lot of time, and it was also not efficient at all as they were not able to use the automatic bidding models. Also, unfortunately, there was some limitations due to client-side tracking of what data they were able to track from the online purchases. So, the solution to their problem. First of all, server-side tracking was implemented to the website, and the purchases from the CRM were sent automatically to Tracklution with webhooks, where Tracklution then matched the purchase to the original website session. For online purchases, the purchase data was sent directly from the payment platform to Tracklution, so we were able to get all of the purchases and not really miss any of them. So as an outcome, they were able to move away from using leads as the main conversion event and instead use the actual purchases that were marked in the CRM. And of course, they were also able to move away from manually optimizing their ads and save a lot of time in that. In 6 months, they were able to reduce their ad spend by 35% while maintaining profitable growth. Case study number 4. Maximizing e-commerce advertising performance with better data. This customer is one of the biggest e-commerce businesses in Finland. And their problem was that they were driving traffic to their website through paid ads. And of course, unfortunately, they were losing quite a lot of traffic because of the limitations of client-side tracking. So for example, ad blockers, VPNs, you name it. Because of that, they were missing data and their ads were not performing. They also wanted to optimize their sales with profit margin instead of revenue. So This could be done basically by just having the profit margin available on the website for pixels to collect. But the issue here is that basically anybody with even a little bit of technical knowledge can fetch this data from the browser, including their competitors. So of course they did not want to have this data available on the website. So the solution to their problem: moving their website tracking from client side to server side already fixed the problem with missing conversions from their website. They also started to send their profit margin from their back-end system to Tracklution for each purchase that happened in their online store. So this was done by enriching the original purchase that was tracked from the website. Now they are able to securely send the data to advertising platforms without exposing their profit margins to the whole world through the source code of their website. After a couple of campaigns that were successful, they moved all of their advertising to be optimized with profit margin instead of revenue. Their customer acquisition cost dropped by 19.7% in Meta and Google. And as this is quite a big player, they had enough volume to get enough data to get the results already in 3 months. Something to consider if you have a little bit lower volumes is that it can take a bit longer for the ad algorithms to start learning. Now, what do all of these cases have in common? They all got measurable benefits from server-side tracking. They also improved their compliance with transparent and controlled tracking. And they all implemented server-side tracking with Tracklution's plug-and-play solution that requires no technical projects. As a summary, digital advertising is all about training algorithms with data. What you give is what you get. Once you take server-side tracking in use, you will be able to track more conversions online and offline and fix your broken customer journey tracking. Measurable results are waiting for you, so get started at tracklution.com. Thank you and see you in our next videos.